Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Warwick Science's film practical on the properties of metals. Now, what I've got here is I've got a selection of different metals, so these and non-metals. Okay, these are all sort of stuck on the board here. So, as you can see with that, okay, we start off with sulfur, then go copper, iron, zinc, tin, oxygen, aluminium, chromium, carbon, nickel, lead and magnesium. Okay, so those are all stuck on. Plus I have some other ones here like rubber, which is a non-metal, cardboard and also wood, and some plastic as well. So what we've got is a whole range of different sort of, there's a bit of plastic there. Okay, now we're going to test them for different characteristics. Okay, and the first one that we're going to look at is electrical conductivity. Okay, now working down our board here, what you can see is that if it does conduct electricity, it'll simply light up, so it'll be like this. Okay, very faint light there, but a light nonetheless. Okay, you can see that it goes off there. So obviously let's look at silicon, which is a non-metal. Okay, doesn't conduct. Copper conducts, which is a metal. Iron conducts, which is a metal. Zinc conducts, which is a metal. Tin conducts, which is a metal. We have oxygen there, does not conduct. Aluminium, which is a metal, conducts, as does chromium. Now, carbon is a non-metal, but carbon does conduct. Nickel there is a metal and conducts. And lead as well. Now this is just a little bit tricky, this one. There's therefore lead. And finally magnesium, which is a metal, and that also conducts as well. So we get each of the metals conducting, and the only non-metal that conducts is in fact carbon. Now let's also look at what we call the lustre or the shine. Okay, this is just a piece of rubber here. Okay, not much of a lustre or a shine to it at all. The same with cardboard, and also wood fits into that category as well. Okay, but what about these other ones? This is zinc, this is copper, and this one is tin. Now these metals react with oxygen in the air to form a coating. So what we need to do is we need to basically just give it a wipe off with some steel wool. So you can see underneath there that it is in fact relatively shiny. So shiny down here as the light reflects off it, and dull where I haven't got anything off. It's the same with the tin. Okay, I think we'll find exactly the same thing there, that if we get rid of it and we get underneath it, okay, and we can do that by using this nail here. That once again we have shiny underneath here, okay, where I've scratched it, and dull everywhere else. And I'm going to suggest that it's going to be the same here as well. Okay, we need to use the nail again. So to get rid of the oxide coating, we just need to rub it off. So again we end up with shiny where we rub the oxide coating off, and dull where we don't. Okay, so that's another feature of metals and non-metals. And then the last one we look at is a thing which is called hardness. Okay, and obviously I can use these three things here. Wood, relatively easy. I can make quite a large indent into that. You probably can't see it, but it's quite a large indent. Same with the rubber, again, reasonably large indent there. And I can do that with the cardboard. Obviously metals are a different kettle of fish, much harder. I can scratch, but it takes much more force in order for that to happen. Okay, so these are basically harder materials than the non-metals. Okay, now from that you can complete your observations on properties of metals and non-metals. Okay, the interesting point is, of course, why did all of the non-metals except for carbon not conduct? So what's the thing about carbon that makes it like a metal that enables it to conduct electricity? And it's the reason why humans can be electrocuted, because it can travel through us because we're a carbon-based organism. Okay, so that's the interesting one there. So if you'd like to fill out your worksheet your prac write-up, and then make sure that you see your teacher. Thank you for accessing Warwick Science's filmed practical activity of the characteristics of metals and non-metals.